Hello
What
and
happened to
welcome to
him?
Talking with Famous People. Hami just asked a question about EJArendee. Go ahead.
I'm asking like what happened to him.
No one knows.
I
Maybe
watched
too many people reported him.
well, I watched an interesting video today that purports at least to be by somebody other than EJArendee that more or less scolds everybody for busting his chops. He's back, he has a channel now again. He had to start over. Some people say he's got legitimate mental illnesses like schizophrenia. The video I watched today about it actually indicates that it positions it as EJRND was being inundated by people who wanted him to help them. And so he started trying to convert them to Christianity as a means of providing them solvency and also of unburdening himself with the direct, specific responsibility to help all these random individual people from the internet. But that's what it positions it as. And that because so many people were telling him how he's helping them and curing them and stuff and making them better, that it played into that Messianic thing. But I mean, to me, it's very simple as to why ESTPs are prone to uh, delusions of grandeur and Messianic stuff. And the answer is NI in the fourth slot. They don't have a good grasp of holistic truth. They're about action, right? Each R&D is an example of what happens if you got a gambler who's experiencing good luck and wants to keep letting it ride. Each R&D was rolling into YouTube on an action-driven plan. He just takes action. Every time he thinks to make a video, make a video. Same thing I'm doing, right? Except, unlike me, his plan was a plan of sorts. It was a plan that he can make. This is the advantage ESTPs have. They're action driven, but they can still make plans because they got TI second. And so, but those plans, that means they don't have anything close to the flexibility that the NE user has. And the NE user can attain the same amount of do-itness, but my channel's all over the place, right? Like, I put up music, I put up personality shit, I put up jokey stuff, I put up videos of me talking about stuff that's not personality related, but whatever. And I've been intentionally doing that from the get-go, saying I refuse to be constrained by these expectations that say, oh, you should have separate channels. I've heard that so many fucking times. Well, you should have separate channels for those things. I don't want fucking separate channels. But see, that's the thing
You
that like
should though.
EJRND, he had a plan. It was working. It was paying off. All these people coming to him, asking him for solutions. He says some sort of couple of words, and they gush back at him. Oh, you've helped me so much. Well, with his NI, which is very bad, is still trying to do its work, but it's all handicapped. And it's like, I think you're God. you know, it's
Yeah,
in the fourth
that's why
slot.
I sort of hate for INTJs.
Hate for INTJs? Who does?
Yeah, and EJR with INFJs.
Oh, EJRNT
How do
doesn't
you
like
know this?
INFJs or
No,
INTJs?
he has a fascination for INFJs, INTJs.
Oh, right. Well, that makes sense.
Uh,
Like, I got a bit of a fascination for ISFJs at the moment, but he doesn't like ENTPs. I can tell you that. He doesn't like us at
he
all.
looks at them as goofy.
He said that who's goofy? Us?
Yeah, he's at ENTPs
Yeah. Well, I've heard him
and
say a number of
INTPs too.
I've heard him say a number of things about us, but one of his positions is we only have one setting, clever, and I thought that was pretty. That's a pretty clever uh, Piao Piao. I liked it, and uh, the other thing he said about us is we can't follow through on plans, so ESCPs have an advantage, and also that we spend a lot of time talking about stuff that doesn't matter or mean anything because we're always doing that in subtext thing, and we think we've scored some sort of points or something, but Nobody else even knows what we're talking about. And the best thing I ever heard him say about it, the first thing I like that waiting for name. The only thing worse than being clever is not being clever. I'm putting
That's a
that
good
right.
one.
I'm going to do this right now. In fact, I like that. That's very nice. Why can't one let me copy? Let me copy from the chat or what? It doesn't let me copy.
But like, in overall, his descriptions of the types are really like accurate. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I agree. I mean, I
But I
didn't
feel
watch a
like,
ton of his videos, but the ones I saw, I was impressed by his insight. When he described ENTPs as
you know,
fundamentally analogical, I was like, that's the first time I'd heard that, and I said, wow, that's spot on the fucking money.
no, like the way he uses like body language, the different types too.
Well, it makes sense that somebody who has who's an SE Dom, would have very clear understandings of this stuff, right? Like, they have a direct connection between what they see and what they think, that the N, we have this layer of nonsense in between. It's good nonsense for us, but other people see it as just getting in the way of between problem and solvency, you know? I'm trying to write this here. Waiting for name, do you have an actual name, or are you just waiting for name? That's your name? You could be waiting for name if you want. There's not going to quote you. I'd like to quote you properly if possible. You're going on my Facebook page. The only thing worse than being clever is not being clever. To whom am I attributing this quote? Waiting for name?
Waiting for name to materialize. Oscar
Awesome.
Wilde passed.
I'll write down paraphrase of Oscar Wilde by S/he whose name yet is yet to manifest. There. That's the long answer to what's your name. Okay. Wow, we have 11 people in here. 11 people. That's almost a dozen. Oh, Lorenz has a clone? Oh, 10. Oh, I see. I got you. It's one of those things. Right. Well, 10 people in here is still almost a dozen. Trenton Shirks was here for a little while, but he sent me a Facebook message saying, Innie's going berserk. I didn't take my medicine, Innie's going berserk. That's a feeling I have, and I know what it's like to be berserk on NE. Okay, so what were we talking about before I got distracted by putting that Facebook post up? Oh yeah, EJArendee.
EJArendee.
EJArendee. So I have 3 videos that have EJArendee's name in the title. One of them is called, like, oh fuck you EJArendee, I'm alpha not you. I don't remember what the actual title is, but that's the gist of it. And then 2 of them are kind of teasing him for being crazy, which I didn't realize how crazy he was when I was teasing him, you know? I do want to fight him in real life, with words, not with fists. I can see defeat on the fist fight. I can't afford to injure my fingers, for one thing. I broke this finger not that long ago, and it's still weak. Still is, yeah, I don't like it at all. And I cried a lot when I broke my finger. Not when I did it, but in the weeks after, I'd periodically look at it, and I'd feel really sad and cry a little bit. Because I was like, Eric is over 2,000 years old. I am? Well, that's true. But how did you know? How did you know? That's one of my secret things. You're not supposed to know that. He'll break if you yell. I will. I will. But here's the good news. I'm like a hydra in the sense that when I break, each of the pieces of me becomes a miniature version of me, and we all pile on. It's an effective strategy. Okay, this is at 10 minutes right now, and I want to talk more about EJArendee. Oh, there we go. Got the video back. Okay, EJArendee. So I made fun of him for making that God's Friend channel, and I made a video that said basically I was going to delete all my videos and make a new channel called God's Facebook Friend. And then I made another video in which, after he stopped, he left a comment on one of my videos. I finally got him. I finally had him enough that I got him to come out of underneath the rock. And his comment was very simple. It said, "You look like a corpse." Period. And I was like, fantastic. I don't care if it said hello. I don't care what it says. Just let me get into this. Give me some way in, right? So I can mix it up with you. So I came back with a little FB stuff, a little fun. EJ, it is so good to see you. Matt, I suggest next time if you're going to say something like that, say, "You look remarkably lifelike for a dead person." It's so much more polite. That's what my response was, Well,
Like I stopped watching his videos, like when he started talking about God. Like that's when I dropped off.
well, sure. There's nothing interesting about that. You can't parse it, right? If somebody's talking about
Yeah.
God, then they position it themselves as unparsable beyond that. So, and if you're not a God person, then that's not going to provide you any solutions. It's just telling you, well, become a God person. It's not very good advice. I don't think he does that anymore, though. I think his new videos, I can't believe he deleted his old fucking channel, right? Because those old videos have value, and they're all gone now. Let's call
But he
it.
has a channel now.
Yeah, he does. I've subscribed to it. If you go to the Talking with Famous People page and look at the subscriptions on the site, or maybe that's just me that sees this. I don't know if you guys get to see that or not. That's my thing, or is it part of the page? But let me give you guys a link. Here. But he hasn't uploaded a new video in 4 months now. I didn't realize it was that long ago. Did I send it? Yeah, I did. He had all kinds of videos. But one thing that's interesting is...
Actually, this is not his.
Is that not his? Or what?
This is like a mirror.
Oh, it's a
It's like some
mirror?
person uploaded. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. So those aren't new videos. Those are videos that were mirrored and uploaded 4 months ago. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that, like, I guess he's not on or involved in YouTube right now, or what?
I have no idea. They're all iron.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's weird because if you think about it, like, okay, here's this guy who's a character, a living human being in the world, and we're all talking about him, right? We all know who he is and stuff, and he was a real human being on YouTube for our purposes, and now he's functionally not because he's removed all time object record of himself, So I'm slightly have my attention diverted here because this libertarian anti-statism guy named Cal Molinet, I put a few comments on his videos. It's a really good video, and most of my comments were positive, but one of them I said, I pointed out that some of his arguments were kind of BS. Like, even though I agree with his conclusion, the way he got there was wrong. It was not sound. And I said, you know, first I point out that his theme park analogy is wrong, where he was trying to say, oh, well, we should blame the government for accidents on the roads because we blame a roller coaster ride if we have accidents on the roads. And then the person he's talking to says, well, yeah, but you don't control the car on the roller coaster. And then he's like, well, then bumper cars. But that's not a good analogy either, right? Because you're intentionally crashing the things into each other, and it's supposed to be for that purpose. If, in fact, crashing in bumper cars produces harms, well, then it's a poorly designed bumper car because it's supposed to be crashed, and you're supposed to not be harmed, right? So then I also point out that his argument against citizenship is specious, too. I'm not saying I favor citizenship as a model. I'm saying your argument against bullshit. And he says, that's it? No actual argument? Go cry on Tumblr. Well, homie, you're missing the point here.
Eric, you're cutting out a lot.
Am I cutting out a lot? Okay, let me stop this video since we're getting a little off topic here. I'm getting a little off topic. And we'll see if we can't, we may need to get a second room open with so many people in here. Thanks for watching Talking with Famous People.